Hello, Sagittarius. Here's a reading for you for the whole year 2019. And you are the first to have a reading. As you can see, the cards are already spread it out on the table because I was doing the reading in my native language yesterday. So I already know what's going on. What I can tell you is that can be quite a demanding year. And the main feeling I have when I look at this is that you must do something. It's rather having to than wanting. You know what I mean? You know the difference. You have to do something. You feel obliged, or you feel there's no other way than do this. And it can be difficult. And it can be demanding, yeah. But still, you have great support. You have great support from your spiritual angels, spiritual energies around you. And you also have support from your ruling planet, Jupiter, which has entered your sign already. And it's going to stay there for almost... for over a year. So almost the whole year 2019, Jupiter is going to be in your sign and it's going to support you. So let's start. The first card that I pulled, indicating you this year, is Nine of Swords. And we all know that this card is notorious. It's just enough to look at this to see what's going on. Lots of worries and lots of thoughts that are really disturbing. I often name this card as unleashed mind, the mind without boundaries, that can produce absolutely every amount of difficult and painful thoughts. It doesn't always reflect reality. I would say it rarely reflects reality, but still it can cause peril, and you may feel under great pressure. It can even take its toll in your health, because sometimes this card indicates that your immune system is working not very well because of stress, and that's quite natural. That's absolutely understandable. But of course, this card, as every card in tarot, has other meanings, not only the negative one, also the positive one, because I think it's in the Mariel Tarot book, the sentence that under great pressure and in great darkness, diamonds are created. So this stress and this pressure can really produce something of great value in your life. And I feel that you are so urged by these Nine Swords and by the situation you are in, that you really can move your life forward a great deal during this year. Why do I think so? Because as the main energy of major arcana in your life, you have the Chariot. The Charioteer in a Byzantine tarot. And it's all about victory and coping with all difficulties that you meet on your way, that you encounter on your way. It's about integration of your inner life forces, not only the easier ones, the white ones, white energies that we all welcome in our life, but also dark energies, difficult things, difficult issues in your life. The shadow. You can still merge somehow those two forces. You can still be the master of them. That's what this card is about. You're the master of earth here. This is earthly prince that takes the earth under his dominion. And that's what's really influencing you this year, because you have the Chariot card 3 times in the reading. 3 times. Which is really a great number, I think. And it's no coincidence that it happened. So, a great opportunity to really move things forward for you this year. I think now I want to focus on the cards from Marielle Tarot. You have 2 aces. These are general energies for the year. Like the most general reading in all this spread. You have first Ace of Discs. So, wonderful, tangible new quality in your life. Something perhaps material. It can be a new work, a raise of pay, a new hobby that will make you more abundant. Generally, abundance in your life. It can be a prize. It can be some sort of financial support in your life. Probably unexpected, because this is a gift from heavens. Of course, it can be that you were working on this to have this, so it appears. It doesn't have to be something big, but it's promising. And it's really worth trying and worth working on it. Because this is the only tangible material ace. It's like a grain. It's like a... like a grain. You can put it into earth, and it's enough to water it and to give it light, and it will sprout and it will grow into something bigger. It's not whimsical at all. It's real. It's real. So the first ace, and then the second ace. And it's nice how they turn towards each other. I know they are looking at this thing that is being born in their wombs, I think. You have something green here, like a maze. Definitely a Minotaur myth present here. So perhaps you get into the middle of the maze and discover something absolutely precious there. But there's also fire here in the womb of this eagle, representing Ace of Swords, a new idea. And I feel it's very uncompromising. And in order to make place in your life for these 2 new things appearing, you need to cut something off, and you need to leave something behind. And I think it's not an easy process. That's why this 9 of Swords appear here. And that's also why 8 of Cups appear here. Because 8 of Cups, being, how do you say it? Gateway card, entrance card. You enter a new dimension, a new level, if you use this energy. But it's not easy, because in the 8 of Cups you need to leave precious things behind. People, situations and arrangements that were made by you, with perhaps great effort, that took a lot of your time and energy, and your energy is still there. But you feel deep inside that they are not working anymore, and that's why you need to leave. It's like starting to seek for a holy grail, because you need this 9th cup. You absolutely need this. So this is the energy of leaving things behind. And you also have the Justice card, which is the only major arcana in this row. And I feel that Justice is here to help you regain balance in your life. Whatever is making your life out of balance, she's there to cut it off. The sword isn't present in this particular deck. She has this feather in her hand, but she really sees what makes your life unbalanced, and she really sees what needs to be done in order to re-establish balance in your life. So not only the gentle actions towards balance, but also cutting off things, I think. And perhaps that's also why this is difficult, because you need to be decisive this year. You need to be decisive in letting things go, in cutting things off, things, people, situations. That's why I feel you may be a little harsh this year. Perhaps even too harsh for yourself. And it can also be a problem to maintain balance between this mildness and harshness towards people. Because once you become harsh and decisive and do things that you have to do, which I don't know if they're going to be cruel. I don't think so. I don't see cruelty in this, although this card is sometimes called cruelty, so you may perceive yourself as cruel. But you have no other way. So it's very important for you to stay in the energy of love, overwhelming love, especially towards yourself. Because when you love yourself, you also keep your heart open to others. But I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Now I wanna show you the cards of purpose that I pulled. There are 4 of them. First, what is the inevitable this year? What you will surely learn, and no surprise, the Chariot here again. As I said, you have it 3 times, so this is the 2nd time. And as I was saying, you're gonna learn that you can really put things together, things that at the first sight they don't match at all. You know, the white things, the black things, they are pulling in a different directions, but you are the master here. And you are the one who is telling them where to go. Even if they want to go in different directions, they are your instincts, they are your facets of personality, different energies residing within you, but you and your will is what matters here. So your will is going to be strengthened this year. So that's the first card of purpose. The second one is what's the obstacle? What's the difficulty here? And you have Ace of Cups, which is not surprising. I was telling you that you have to do some things. There is a must here, the necessity. And when it's necessary to do something, you can easily become dissensitive, is what I feel, and close this. Because perhaps you don't want to feel your pain, you don't want to feel the pain of others, perhaps these ones that have to be left behind and cut off of your life. So that's a difficulty, this Ace of Cups. That's a difficulty to maintain this channel open in a situation where the easiest solution is to just cut yourself off of emotions. And I'm going to tell you what's the resolution of this, because the resolution is taken from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, and you have discernment. Discernment. I'm going to read it for you. And I love the message here. I know it's spot on. It's absolutely spot on. As spiritual, physical, and energetic beings, we oftentimes blur the lines between our energy, the energy of a situation, and the energy of another person. When we take on other people's energy and label it as our own, we start to judge. This lowers our energetic vibrations. We then get caught up in a seemingly never-ending cycle of feeling bad, labeling, justifying, and appropriating what is not ours to claim. The lesson here is to be present not label or judge, and let the energy or feeling wash through you. Once you do this, notice where in your body you feel the effects of your emotion. Does your heart open up? Does your belly hurt? Does your throat get tight? Your head can lie to you, but your body never does. It is easy to become overwhelmed. Make a habit of making your first response to overwhelming energy, "Wow, that's interesting," instead of, "What's wrong with me?" This allows you to objectively discover how and why your body is reacting to the given situation or person. This card is asking you to stop looking outside yourself for answers to an issue. Instead, sit with it and listen to what your body is telling you. Perfect. Your mind can be lying to you, but your body never does. Your heart never does. So be like this beautiful bird here. You can see he's just sitting in a pouring rain, and it's just letting it do that. It's letting the rain to wash through or wash over. How do you say it? Wash through him or her. I don't know the gender of the bird. And the bird is just grateful for this. And it's just sitting and feeling, oh, perhaps I'm a little wet, but now I will just shake it off. It's coming and it's going. So don't be afraid to listen to your heart. I also have the feeling that you may be very, as I said, very decisive and very effective and very, cutting through everything like a tank on this chariot. The chariot can be a tank of some kind. And that's why I was talking about desensitization. So be very careful with it, not to desensitize yourself. Okay? Then, the next card is your strength. And it's absolutely no surprise to see Wheel of Fortune here, because this is the card of Jupiter. And Jupiter is your ruler. And Jupiter has just entered your sign. So you have divine help above you. You have divine strength within you. It's really reinforcing you. Jupiter, this giant planet that is a great protector. I was talking about Jupiter a few days ago in my daily reading, that it's beautiful and colorful and mysterious because we can't really study it, because we have no instruments that will withstand the pressure inside and the temperature and the winds and whatsoever. We think that we know what's inside, but we are not really sure whether it's metallic hydrogen or something else, because we never touched it, right? So these are all hypotheses. And it's not proven yet. I don't know when will it be proven. But talking about Jupiter, I need to say about its protective force, protective characteristics, because it, for us Earthlings, it works like a giant vacuum, and it really protects life on Earth. Because, as you probably know, Jupiter has a great gravitational pull. So all the cosmic debris, all the stones walking through our solar system, the comets, and the greater and smaller celestial bodies are very much pulled towards the Jupiter. And many of them ended on Jupiter. And if it wasn't there on the outer orbit, they would go towards the sun, and sooner or later, in a cosmic scale, there would be a greater possibility for them to hit the Earth. So thank you, Jupiter, for protecting us all from these cosmic catastrophes. So yeah, feel protected this year. Feel protected from any cosmic catastrophes that can happen. Perhaps there is going to be a time during this year when you will feel that something terrible is coming, but know that the Jupiter is above you and is protecting you from this. So that's your force. That's your strength. It can also be that you feel the tide of change and that you're very much aligned with it. That's more on a more mundane level, on your level. So you're not only protected, but you can also feel that everything is going in the right direction and everything is happening in the right pace, which is not our human pace. It's somehow synchronized with cosmic energies. So be sure that everything's gonna be okay. Everything is okay, in a way. Okay? Now, I'm sorry for my running nose. I really cannot help it. I'm a little ill. I got cold and it's still present here. The final card of purpose is what to focus on. Sorry. And we have four of cups here. This card also appeared when I was shuffling, so it wanted to appear, definitely. Look at the coincidence. There is a hand with a cup appearing here. So there can be it can be that during this year you will have much on your plate and you will be very much focused on it and not really ready to receive anything more. When you look at the posture of this person, it's very closed. The legs are crossed, the hands are crossed on the chest, so nothing is welcome. But here, something new appears. An ace, another ace. And you may ask, I already have two aces. Ace of discs and ace of swords. Why would I need another one? Why would I need another one? Just give me a break. Leave me alone. But remembering about the discernment card, I would say be very, very focused on whatever new is coming into your life. And I don't mean that you should leave everything behind. Leave those three things that you are very focused on. But don't miss opportunity appearing. And as I said, this year can be very intense. You can have much on your plate, and I understand. But this is precious. This is something really precious. And be really, really focused to not to overlook it. Especially that this can be one of those aces, in fact. It can be. And you may not expect this amount of things appearing in your life. So that's why this year is going to be full of quick shifts, I feel. Quick shifts for you in energies. And perhaps you need to change direction a few times. Perhaps you set a course and you think, okay, now I have my life really ordered and everything is done. And then, pooh, another thing appears. And you're like, oh, no, not again. No, I have to adjust again. And it's great adjustment. But remember, you are the one steering your tank. Steering your chariot. You are in charge and nobody else is. Now let me show you your guide for this year. You have beautiful Medicine Mother, which for me is very much like the High Priestess that is also appearing in your reading. I'll talk about it later. Now I'm going to read about the Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. Take action. Do what you know you need to do. What was I talking about? You need to do some things. You really need to. There's an old pattern rising up in you now, And it's time to deal with it and release it for good. I sometimes call it an old snake's skin. It's time to really leave it behind. You're being encouraged to love and respect yourself enough to take the steps you know you need to take to move closer to where you'd like to be. You already know the answers. You know what you need to do. You may have been using delaying tactics or holding back, but now you are being guided to take action. Action requires courage. But your angels and guides are bringing you the courage to move forward. Take just one step. When you do, the next one will be presented to you. So have faith in your inner knowledge, in your inner guidance, because it's there for you. And I feel what you leave behind this year and what you aspire to this year may have been waiting for a long time. It doesn't have to be a new thing, a genuinely new thing. You might have been postponing something, but now is the time. Now is the time. Now, as for seasons of the year, we have the first quarter, which I call winter. It's January, February, and March. And, again, the chariot. The chariot, so it will start very soon. This energy of cutting through, like a knife through butter, like a tank through a field, is going to be there very, very soon. So be prepared. It appears immediately. And also, almost immediately, appears your Ace of Pentacles. It's the second quarter, which is April, May, and June. And it's like in this picture, like a pentacle from the sky. Suddenly appearing, perhaps like an unidentified flying object or a sun that you haven't expected, or money flying from the sky towards you, opportunity, prize, wonderful thing. In spring. In summer, you have the High Priestess, and for me this is very much like Medicine Mother, as I told you. Trust your intuition this time. Really don't let yourself be guided by others' opinions, which can be harsh towards you, which can be not understanding what you're doing. Why are you doing that? Why are you leaving behind the things that you've put so much energy in, and why are you cutting yourself from some things? But you know why. You know why, and it's quite enough for you to know. You don't need appreciation and appreciation of others, and you don't need permission from others. You don't need this. There's only one person here that can give you a permission, and it's you. Proceed with your will this year, okay? And for autumn, which is October, November, and December, I love this card, and I'm so happy that it appeared, because it's like a rebirth. After this difficult energy of Nine of Swords, after this difficulties with Ace of Cups, with your heart, with your open channel, I feel you come back to openness. When I'm looking at her, look at her face. How blessed it is by the sheer presence of the cup. It looks like she's smelling something that is in the cup, and she's absolutely delighted with it. And she knows it's a gift. She knows it's very precious, and she's not going to give it away easily. And that's you in autumn, after probably a difficult months, difficult decisions. you're here, innocent, untouched, pristine, like a child, loving and open. So I'm really happy to see this card at the end of the year. Okay, and finally, we have 3 cards from the Art of Love tarot deck. And they definitely support what I was talking about. And I think it can be a difficult year on an emotional level, but you're coming out of this. You really leave some things behind. You have 5 of Hearts as the first card. As you can see, it's called Sorrow here. So there is a loss here, and there is crying over the loss, and being really sad with it, and being really concentrated on this. But then you understand with 3 of Swords, which is called clarification in this card, 3 of Angels, that it needs to be left behind, that there's nothing you can do. When the milk is spilled, it's spilled. It already happened. It's irreversible. Whatever happened here, it's irreversible, and you finally recognize it, and you finally really, in a way, agree with it on a deep level. And it's great to see 3 of Swords, because 3 of Swords is a promise of healing. I know it's not healing already, but it's a necessity. It's something that needs to be done in order to heal. That's why I was talking about necessity in this reading. And you finally recognize what it is that needs to be healed, what it is that needs to be removed from your heart, what it is that needs to be left behind in order for your heart to heal. Ace of Cups. You want your heart to be healed. But it's not going to be healed by pretending that nothing happened. No, it doesn't work this way. You need to address the issue, and 3 of Angels is there exactly for this. Clarification. Removing the swords from your heart. That's what you need to do, and you know you have to do this. There's no escape this year. And what's great here is that you have the 3rd card, the Emperor, which is definitely a major arcana talking about taking responsibility and bringing structure and bringing the balance back. He's called Father in this deck. But look at him. He's not the harsh Emperor we know from many decks. He's very gentle. And he's very loving. And there's a star shining beside him. And he's really understanding. Look at his face. It's very serene. Full of understanding and perhaps full of sorrow too. But sorrow and understanding very often come together. And he knows what needs to be done. And he's gonna do this for the greatest good. In your case, for your greatest good. You can do things for your greatest good that are difficult. And that's the main lesson here, I feel. Moving through obstacles, even if it's very, very difficult on an emotional level. But you know it needs to be done in order to be healed. All right, Sagittarius. I love your reading. I think you're going to have an amazing year after you finish it. After you look back in 2020 at this year, and you're going to think, oh yes, that was good work. I really moved through it. I really won. You're going to be proud of yourself, you'll see. All right, so I wish you all this. I wish you a wonderful year. Thank you for your time and attention. Please give me a thumb up if you liked, and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I keep my fingers crossed for you, and I hope I see you in next readings. Bye bye.